How are you, my boy?
I'm fine. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, pretty well. Can't do too much. It's about 97 degrees up here right now.
Oh, man. Are you staying cool?
You know, I'm managing it all right, yeah.
Man. Well, I hope you're not going outside too much.
No, I'm trying to keep in.
I tried to get a hold of you yesterday, but I guess you were out and about.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything further from Guy Anderson? As
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he made a very brief call. He said he wanted to know if I was taping his conversation.
Huh. And what was your response?
I just said, what? I just kind of said, I didn't make any response from it. I said, well, he started reading me the law on this sort of thing.
Oh, he did he?
Yeah.
Were you recording it?
Yeah, I recorded that.
Okay. Can you send me that tape, Carl?
All right.
That shows that he has some knowledge of possibly being involved in something a little dubious.
Well, maybe you can read that into it.
Well, certainly he has that's constructive knowledge of he believes that he's doing something that's not appropriate. I mean, if he's asking you that question, there's a reason why he's asking you that question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what I need you to do today. If you can get out today, I need you to go to the police department there and go see Detective Bart West or any detective at all with property crimes. They may send you to the sheriff's department, who also handle part of this. Tell them you just want to make an incident report. An incident report. And what you want to report, Carl, is the data plate to that vehicle, 0384 AM, is missing or has possibly been stolen. And you want to list Guy Anderson as an individual that would have be a suspect as to possibly removing this property from your possession.
You think we should do this?
Yes, I believe we should. I would say that you've noticed, you believe that. When was he there last, Carl?
Oh, he was here last about a month ago.
Okay. You need to say in the report that suspiciously the data plate is now missing. You can't find it.
I'm just wondering if it would be better if we didn't say anything about it being missing. Let them assume that it's still available.
Carl, I would place it as missing to cover your bases here. Because if he does have it, it's a problem. I've already called the department and told them that you'd be coming in to make this report.
You already did?
Yeah.
Then I pretty well better do that.
Yeah. It's a protective measure, Carl.
I see.
It really needs to be done.
Well, if you say so, I'll do it.
So what you'll do is just, you'll fill out a report, or they'll intake it for you. You just need to describe the data plate that that it was so many inches by whatever. It was made out of aluminum. It bared the chassis number of the motor vehicle that was stolen, 0384 AM. And it was from the Ferrari. And they'll pull that up on the NCIC computer to verify that vehicle was still stolen. When I had him on the phone, he he reconfirmed that it was still stolen because I listed it again. It fell out of the system, and I had to go and do a re-report to put it back in the system to keep it current.
Tell me, Mark, do you recall how the circumstances under which I happened to go out to the Green Township Police some 6 or 8 months ago and give them a Xerox of that thing? Remember my doing that?
I remember you sending me a copy of it, but I assumed that you had that in your possession, a data plate. They did check their property area and said that they did not have it.
Why did I go out there and exchange copies of that thing?
You got me. I had.
If I could remember that, I might remember where it is.
Yeah, I don't know, Carl, and I never knew that. I never knew that you went there to get the copies. I just asked you for a copy of it, and you sent one to me in the mail. But whether they have it or they don't have it, or you may have it or you don't have it, who knows? But you need to report it missing or stolen, and that's important, missing or stolen. You can't confirm that it's stolen because you don't know that, but it needs to be reported because that plate may have significant value. That's another key word that needs to be put in that report.
Or would I put that in there?
Well, it needs to say why that this plate has some relevance is because, number one, it's of historical value to that vehicle. And they'll ask you to place a value on the data plate, and I would say you might want to put an amount of about $10,000.
Well, do what you like, but I don't know, for us to admit that we don't have it.
Well, you need, Carl, I've talked to the authorities about this, and the relevance of that data plate and the fact that you don't have it is you need to report that it's at least missing. And I'll need to, that document that you sent to me when I asked you to send that data plate, I need to rescind that document because of course I don't have the data plate, and I need something that that says that I don't have it because I don't have it. I assumed you were going to send it to me. I mean, all along you said you had it in your possession someplace.
I still think I do, unless the township has it.
Well, I had them check with their property exhibits.
Did you ever check with the county property?
With the sheriff's department?
Yeah, Osterbrook.
Yeah. Here, I'll tell you what his name is. Yes, they did call over there, and they said they didn't have it. The police department. His name is Kunkemuller. Yeah.
Meanwhile, have you heard from Piero?
I have not talked to him since day before yesterday. So I expect to hear from him this evening or in the morning. He usually gives me an update, like, on a Friday or a Saturday.
You recall that agreement that we've been passing back and forth?
Yes.
This,
nothing's been turned over to anybody. Nothing's happened.
Good. But I've checked that over, and nowhere in there is it referred to that about the VIN plate.
Yeah, no, I told them that we would not give them the data plate, to forget it. They wanted it, and I said, no, we can't find it, so that I'm not going to make that part of the deal, because they would make the whole thing.
It is not a part of the agreement.
No, it's not a part of the agreement. That's why if you can't find it, I want to report it stolen at the very minimum, because if we do a deal with them, Carl, you've got to cover your rear end, because they could sue you if this data plate ended up on another car, and I don't want you to get sued, of course. Do you know what I mean? Like if Guy Anderson, all along he's been suggesting that he's going to build a second car and he's going to help you do this and he's going to do that. Well, that's a major concern, because that's really, it's counterfeiting. Well, to prevent that from happening, or anybody else trying to be involved with this scenario, as a protective measure, you need to report that data plate at the very least missing, that you do not have it in your possession, or to your knowledge do not have it in your possession.
In the insurance business, we used to call it mysterious disappearance.
Right. Well, you could call it that if you want. It's a mysterious disappearance. It just so happens that you know, like an individual named Guy Anderson has been hounding you, and he's very aware of the significance of that data plate, and he would have the motive to take it.
Oh, about the data plate, the iron plate?
Yeah.
Well, I don't recall ever discussing it with him.
I know, but in our previous conversation, you said that that you showed it to him at one point.
Well, I may have.
Well, I mean, well,
I don't recall that specifically.
Carl, we don't need to overcomplicate the issue. I mean, you do need to make a report of incident, of just at least it's missing and it has significant historical value. If you want me to write up something for you and fax it over to you, like to Kinko's or wherever, mailbox, etc., to give you some idea of what you need to say, unless you want to take some notes and write it down.
Yeah, well, I can put those words down.
Okay. Well, you want to jot this down now, or do you pretty much know what to say?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, you'll go over to the Green Township Police Department. You'll need to either talk to Bart West or one of the other detectives there, property crimes. You'll need to tell them that this is relevant to your case involving the 0384 AM Ferrari, and tell them that you spoke to your investigator, and he'll recall me talking to him the other day, and that you're coming in to make an incident report, that this data plate that went to the car, which was previously in your possession, has mysteriously disappeared, or has been stolen. And I would say that you last recall in your possession several months ago the data plate. You'll need to give a description of the data plate, that it's